it's your boy. Welcome back to a new video. And so today we're going to be learning about a programming concept called Fisher-Yates shuffling algorithm. And it's simply a way to unbiasedly shuffle a list or an array inside programming. And so firstly, I'm going to be using Python as the example because Python is super simple to me. We first have to import the random function. We only use it once inside this thing. So sometimes you can import the function, the library. You can sometimes import the function. No, you can sometimes import the library within the function. All right. And I think we can even do from random import rand int. Let's see if that. I want to know if that works. Yep, that works. And so yeah, we do this because I've heard that it reduces the amount of resources and overhead rather than importing the whole library. We just need to import a certain function or method or something we need from that library rather than importing the whole library when we're not going to use the whole thing. It takes up more resources. We have a function, Fisher-Yates shuffle. We have an array variable. This is just a variable, a parameter. Remember a parameter? If you've watched my video on Simplified C, what I've learned, I'll put the link there. You can find what it means, what a parameter is. Okay? And so this array, this is just a parameter, a variable, so that we can use and just substitute that empty variable for whatever we actually want to use in there. And then, like we did, from random import rand int, import the random integer function, return a random integer in the range of a and b, including both endpoints. Okay? And so first, we need to make a variable called n, and that n has to, what's stored inside that variable is the length or size or the total amount of items within that array / list. Okay? That's simply what the len does. Then we have to learn about this, which is range, start, stop, and then step. This is literally what it is. For I in the range, and we have n minus 1. So n minus 1 is in the start placeholder. We're basically telling we want it to start. I is going to be we want us to start at the last item in the list. The last item in the list. And why do we do n minus 1 rather than just put n and then comma and just go on with our life doing with the rest? Because as we must remember, Python counts from 0. All right? So inside this list I have this array. This is 0. Its position, its index is 0. Index simply means position. All right, so get used to that term. And so it's in the index 0. This is in the index 1. This is in the index 2. And so that means this, from where we count it, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's in the index 9, okay? It gets confusing, but you get used to it, all right? And so that's why we have to do n minus 1. If we just use n, it'll think we're starting from, all right, so yes, there is 10 items in the list. So it'll do 10 minus 1, 9. And remember, this is in the index 9, so that's correct. So we're starting from the position 9, starting from the last item in the list. Then we move over to stop. Just exactly what it means. Stop at 0. And that basically means stop when we get to the first item in the list. Then we move over to the third, which is step. Or, yes, step. And it means increment or decrement. Right now we're doing decrement. Increment, we're going up. We're moving left. When we do decrement, we're moving right. Think of it like the number line. Bro, what? Hold on a second. Let me open up. I need to. Oh my gosh, I forgot my left and right. So basically, it's moving left. All right. All the positive numbers go right. All the negative numbers go left. And so when we say decrement, just know we're going left. When we say increment, we're going right. And so what that means is that if this minus sign wasn't there, we'd be going to the right. That means we'd be at the last index. We'll start at the last index, but we'd be trying to go right. We'd be trying to go up, but there is nothing. There's no more. That's why we do -1 and make it move left. That means it's going down the list, all right? So this here, we want to make a loop to start at the last item, start at 10, then move down, move to the left, down the list, and only stop at the first item in the list, at the index 0. Okay? Next, we have a variable called j, and rand int, remember we imported it? So we do rand int, and then we put 0 and then I. And so remember, just know that I is our last index. It's the last index, the last item in the list. And so we wanted to return a random number that includes both endpoints, 0 and I, and select a number from them, from those, all right? Between them. So yeah, that's what j is. We just want to randomly select a number between that's between these two numbers, and then store inside j. And then after, that's when we come to the concept. What this whole expression means is that we want to swap the last item in the list with the randomly selected item. Basically, if we have 1, basically, let's say we're here, we're at 9. Oh no, let's start at 10. We want to, we start at 10. So randomly selects a number, and say it selects 6. We just switch 10 with 6, and so now 10 is in this spot, 6 is at the end. That's basically what the Fisher-Yates shuffle algorithm is. It's literally super simple to understand. And so we look at our original list, just exit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. Then our shuffled list, 6, 10, 3, 4. Look at that. And so if we run it again, we get a whole different. We run it again, we get a whole different shuffled list. You can keep on running it. I like it, so yeah. That's all I wanted to teach today. So see ya.